true urban legend. The man in the back seat. It was late. One of those nights where the sky feels too dark and the streets too empty. Jessica had stayed late at work, finishing up a project that was already 2 days overdue. She was tired, stressed, and all she wanted was to get home, take a hot shower, and fall asleep. She parked her car in the empty garage behind the office. Her heels clicked against the concrete as she walked, the sound echoing in the silence. The garage was dimly lit, one of the bulbs flickering just above her car. She laughed quietly to herself. Perfect horror movie setting, she muttered. What she didn't notice was that someone else was already in the garage. She unlocked her car, tossed her purse in the passenger seat, and climbed inside. The air inside smelled faintly of her old air freshener, mixed with something else, something stale. She started the engine, turned on the radio to fill the silence, and began her 30-minute drive home. As she merged onto the highway, headlights appeared behind her. A large pickup truck, maybe 20 feet back, following closely. At first, she didn't think much of it. But then, the truck flashed its high beams. Once, twice, she frowned. What is this guy's problem? She changed lanes. The truck followed. She sped up. It stayed right behind her. And every few minutes, another flash of those blinding headlights. Jessica's heart began to pound. Was he drunk? Messing with her. She grabbed her phone, thinking about calling the police, but hesitated. She didn't want to overreact. Maybe he'd just pass her, but he didn't. The truck followed her all the way through the next 3 intersections, always behind her, always flashing those lights. When she stopped at a red light, she glanced into her rearview mirror. The truck was idling behind her, headlights dimmed now. She couldn't make out the driver's face. Then, a sudden violent flash again. The high beams burst on and stayed on for a few seconds. Jessica's pulse spiked. She stepped on the gas the second the light turned green. Now she was panicking. Her hands trembled on the steering wheel. She turned down a smaller street. Maybe she could lose him there. But the truck followed. Closer now. She turned again, this time onto her own neighborhood street. The houses were all dark. Everyone was asleep. And still, the truck was right behind her. Jessica pulled into her driveway, threw the car into park, and jumped out, sprinting toward her front door. The truck screeched to a halt right behind her house. She could hear heavy boots hit the pavement. She turned, breath shaking, ready to scream, when the truck driver shouted, "Lock your door. Get inside and lock it now." Jessica froze, confused. The man was older. Flannel shirt, work boots, eyes wide with fear. He held up his hands, trying to calm her. "Please," he said again, his voice breaking. "There's someone in your back seat." Jessica didn't understand at first, until she slowly turned her head toward her car. Through the faint light spilling from the porch, she saw movement. A dark shape shifting in the back seat, crouched low. She screamed and ran inside, slamming the door, fumbling with the lock. The man from the truck pulled his phone from his pocket and called 911 immediately. When police arrived minutes later, they surrounded her car. An officer opened the back door, and there he was. A man, filthy, shaking, holding a long kitchen knife. He'd been hiding on the floor, behind the driver's seat, waiting for her to park and turn off the car. The police said he'd probably slipped into her car while she was still inside the parking garage, quietly, when she wasn't looking. The truck driver told officers that he had seen the man sit up in the backseat multiple times, each time he flashed his high beams, trying to warn Jessica without startling her into stopping. Jessica never forgot that night. For months, she couldn't sit in her car without checking the backseat first. twice, sometimes 3 times. She eventually sold the car, saying it just didn't feel the same anymore. And to this day, whenever she parks somewhere quiet, she can still feel the weight of that man's breath behind her, the cold whisper of danger she never knew was so close. Next time you get in your car at night, check your back seat, because sometimes the danger isn't on the road. It's already with you,